Welcome to Sam Podcast.
Enjoy listening to English every day.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Season 3 of the Sam Podcast. We'll be talking about business plans this season with me, Mr. Sam. In this season, we explore how entrepreneurs can build different types of businesses by starting with a strong and organized business plan. Today's episode is quite interesting because we're going to talk about how to write a business plan for a wine and spirits store. Now, I know some listeners might be curious about how a specialty retail store like this actually gets started. A lot of people think it's simple. Just rent the shop, put bottles on shelves, and start selling. But in reality, there's much more planning involved. To help us understand the details and maybe argue with me a little bit, we have a special guest today. She is a retail business consultant who has helped many small stores develop their first business plan. Please welcome Ms. Laura Bennett.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam. I'm really happy to be here today.
It's great to have you on the podcast, Laura.
I'm excited, and I'm also ready for the argument you promised.
Oh, there will definitely be some arguments today.
Good. That makes podcasts more interesting.
Exactly. Let me begin with something bold. I believe many small retail stores, especially wine and spirits shops, don't really need a complicated business plan.
Well, that's already something I strongly disagree with.
Of course you do.
A detailed business plan is actually very important, especially for a store that sells regulated products.
Regulated products meaning products that have specific laws and rules.
Exactly.
All right, so explain why a business plan matters so much.
Because opening a wine and spirits store involves legal permits, inventory planning, supplier relationships, market competition, financial planning. Without a plan, the owner could make expensive mistakes.
That's a fair point.
See, we're already making progress.
Don't celebrate yet. Let's start with the first section of the business plan, the executive summary.
Yes, the executive summary is like the introduction to the entire plan.
But here's my question.
Go ahead.
If it's just a summary, why is it always at the beginning?
Because readers, especially investors, want to quickly understand the idea before reading the whole document.
So it's basically the quick explanation.
Exactly.
What should it include?
It should briefly explain the store concept, the target customers, the location, the expected revenue, the long-term goals.
So if someone reads only this page, they should still understand the entire business idea.
Yes, that's the goal.
Next section, describing the business.
Right. This part explains what makes the store unique.
But aren't most wine and spirits stores basically the same?
Not at all.
Really?
No, some stores specialize in premium wines, while others focus on affordable everyday products.
So the store must define its identity.
Exactly.
Give us some examples of store concepts.
A wine and spirits store might focus on imported wines, local craft beverages, rare collector bottles, budget-friendly products, educational tasting experiences.
Educational tasting experiences?
Yes, some stores host events where customers learn about different beverages.
That actually sounds interesting.
See, it's more than just selling bottles.
Now we arrive at something I agree with. Market research.
Good. I'm glad we agree on something.
Market research answers an important question.
Which is?
Is there enough demand for this store?
Exactly.
So what kind of research should the business plan include?
3 main things. First, customer analysis. Second, competitor analysis. Third, industry trends.
Let's break those down.
The business owner needs to understand who the customers are.
For example,
Possible customers include restaurant owners, event planners, adult consumers, tourists, collectors.
so the store might serve both casual buyers and serious collectors.
Exactly.
Now competitors.
Yes.
If there are already 5 stores nearby, that could be a problem.
Or it could mean the area already has strong demand.
That's interesting.
But the business plan must explain how the new store will stand out.
Better service?
Yes,
Better selection?
exactly.
Or maybe better prices?
That too.
Now we talk about inventory.
One of the most important sections.
Why?
Because inventory is expensive.
Right.
A wine and spirits store might carry hundreds of products.
That sounds complicated.
It can be.
So the business plan should explain what products will be sold.
Yes, examples might include red wine, white wine, sparkling wine, whiskey, vodka, rum, specialty imports.
But here's my concern.
Oh, let me guess. You think the list is too long.
Exactly.
You're right. New stores should usually start with a focused selection.
Ah, we agree again.
Yes, because too much inventory increases risk.
Let's talk about location.
Location is critical for retail businesses.
What makes a good location for this type of store?
Several factors: visibility, parking access, nearby restaurants, residential population.
Restaurants are important because they might buy from the store.
Exactly.
But good locations usually have higher rent.
Yes, and that must be included in the financial plan.
All right, marketing.
This is where creativity helps the business grow.
What kind of marketing strategies could a wine and spirits store use?
Some examples include social media promotion, loyalty membership programs, educational events, holiday promotions, collaboration with local restaurants.
Holiday promotions probably work very well.
Yes, especially during large celebrations.
That's when demand increases.
Exactly.
Now we move to daily operations.
This section explains how the store will function every day.
So things like employees.
Yes,
A small store might need a manager, sales staff, inventory manager, security measures.
correct.
The plan should also explain suppliers.
Yes, reliable suppliers are essential.
Now comes the section many entrepreneurs fear.
The financial plan.
Exactly.
But it's one of the most important sections.
What should it include?
Key financial elements include startup costs, monthly expenses, sales projections, break-even analysis, profit forecasts.
Startup costs might include store renovation, shelving, inventory purchase, licenses, and permits.
Exactly.
Those costs can add up quickly.
Yes, which is why planning matters.
Okay, Laura, I have another argument.
Oh no, here we go again.
Some entrepreneurs say business plans are useless because reality always changes.
That's partially true.
Really?
Yes, a business plan should not be rigid.
Meaning?
It should be flexible and updated regularly.
So it's more like a roadmap,
Exactly.
not a strict rule book.
Right.
Laura, this has been a fascinating discussion.
I agree, and we survived the argument.
Before we finish, what is the most important advice for someone writing this kind of business plan?
I would say 3 things. First, research your market carefully. Second, understand your costs and finances. Third, create a clear identity for your store.
That's great advice.
Thank you.
And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in to the SAM Podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode about how to write a business plan for a wine and spirits store, make sure to join us next time as we continue exploring new business ideas. Until next time, keep learning, keep planning, and keep building your future.
See you in the next episode.